Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another Modern Horizons draft. Now, today, I have no idea what I will be playing as of yet, but I don't think Calibrated Blast is it. Let's see, Brainstone. What is Scuttletide again? Discard a card, make a crab, Delirium. Crabs you control get +1/+1 as long as there are 4 or more card types in your grave. Tireless Provisioner. Whenever a land enters battlefield under your control, create a food token or a treasure token. Then there's Chatterstorm. I kind of want to take Chatterstorm and just force squirrels because we had our trophy, right? So one of the decks that did look interesting to play was the red-blue Delirium type. Actually, maybe Calibrated Blast fits in that. I don't know. I mean, the Delirium type uses Scuttletide because it has Delirium and we force discard. Let's make some crabs. Let's investigate the generation of crabs in this format. Let's see, Discerning Taste. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand and the rest into your grave. Gain life equal to greatest power among creatures put into your graveyard this way. That's a black-white Reanimator card. Arcbound Whelp. Flying 2/2 with Fire Breathing. If your opponent controls an island and you control a mountain, you may cast this card without paying its mana cost, destroy an artifact. Monoskellion. Let's see. Road to Ruin. Or Road and Ruin. Oh, Road to Ruin because it's Aftermath. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. I see no blue cards in this pack. So maybe we do... Let's stick to the uncommons. I'm going to take the Arcbound Whelp for now. There's nothing in this pack. Well, actually, I'm going to try the Wave Sifter. If you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create one of each. That seems like the kind of payoff card I ought to be playing. Wave Sifter makes 2 clues when it comes into play, so this rare seems like an excellent payoff. I think I will take that. So let's see, there's an Abundant Harvest, Glimmerbairn, Lightning Spear, Tanglepool Bridge. So red-green is apparently Storm. I didn't actually know that. Green-blue is Tokens Matter. Okay. So sack a token, Glimmerbairn gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Otherwise we can take like Parcel Mirror, Fast and Furious, discard a card, draw 2 cards, or 3 damage to each creature without flying. Yeah, we take Glimmerbairn. Let's just make a bunch of tokens. That seems like a lot of fun. So Sea Drake does not fit into our game plan. Deepwood Denizen. 6 mana, draw a card. This costs 1 less to activate for each 1/1 counter on creatures you control. Floodhound is an excellent way to create a bunch of tokens over time. I've got a feeling that green-blue is going to be a little bit slower than the Affinity deck was, because the Affinity deck is Affinity. I'll take Floodhound. That's the most obvious inclusion to me. Alright. Let's see. Urban Daggertooth. Whenever it is dealt damage, proliferate. That seems like a combo enabler of some kind. Duskshell Crawler. Enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it has trample. Late to Dinner makes a food token. I guess if there was a third color we had to splash, it would probably be white. Mental Journey. I think it's either Mental Journey or... Yeah, I'm going to take Mental Journey. Let's see. Healer's Flock. Let's see. A anti-flyer / pump spell. Interesting. Actually, that's almost main deckable. Recalibrate. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If you've discarded a card this turn, draw a card. Well, we do plan on discarding some cards. So I think this is more for the black-blue, like, self-discard matters deck. But we're probably going to have a couple of the blue Delirium cards, so I think I'll take Decalibrate. I've seen a lot of Flourishing Strikes. I don't think this is a Shattered Ego deck, so we'll take Parcel Mirror. Calibrated Blast came all the way around. Loathsome Curator exploits a creature, destroy a creature you don't control with mana value 3 or less. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll take the rare, but I don't know that I'm going to be playing it. Alright, what came around? Mere Scrappling. Man, I should be in the Affinity deck. Maybe the Affinity deck is like the way to win on the early days here, because I'm seeing almost all of the Affinity cards coming around. I could just take the off-color Fixing. That might be better than a 1/1 for 1 I'm not playing otherwise. Alright, we'll take the Scrappling. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Mystic Redaction. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. Whenever you discard a card, each opponent mills 2 cards. Yeah, sure. Maybe we can build a mill deck. It'd be fun. Another Parcel Mirror or a Silver Bluff Bridge. I'll take the Mirror here. Revolutionist. Enters the battlefield, return an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. I think we're more likely to play that than the other cards, maybe. But I don't think we're playing red. Lens Flare, off-color removal, and an off-color land. Yeah, look at, like, we had some pretty decent red and white cards coming around. I should have been in the red and white deck. I think that's what the early signal was, but I want to draft kind of for fun, just to see if we can do anything really cool here. Let's see. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 4 1/1 counters on each artifact that became a creature this way. Overload. We make clues. We make clues and food. It'll be like that scene from what is it? Is it Sleeping Beauty where the witches like animate the whole house? Yeah, let's do it. I don't know why my brain went there of all places, but rise and shine. We're gonna try and make that work. All right, Steelfin Whale is something that, like, if we make enough clues and such, we'll have a good time. Trample, Reinforce, and Scavenge. So this we discard. It has value out of the grave, and it's just a 4/4 for 4. Foundation Breaker is Naturalize or a 4-mana 2/2. This is not a coin flipping deck for chance encounter. Terramorph is Ramp. I think I'm gonna take the Cruciak, because this just has like a ton of mix and match value on it. Another Glimmer Baron, Seal of Removal, a Rift Sower, on color fixing. Ooh, Bloodbraid Marauder. Is that worth something? I've got a feeling that Bloodbraid Marauder might end up being worth something. It is currently not worth anything. So the pick is either Glimmer Baron, Rift Sower, or Tanglepool Bridge. And I think I take Glimmer Baron. Okay. Hard Evidence. This is the card we want in this deck. We make a token Crab and then a token Clue. Crack Open's not bad sideboard. Burdened Aerialist will pretty consistently have flying. Yeah, I'm going to take Hard Evidence. It's a 1 mana and it makes 2 tokens for like Glimmer Barons and stuff. I guess I'm going to take Steelfin Whale. I don't think I need Quirion Ranger for anything. The Frog Samurai is pretty awesome, but I think the Whale is better for us. So I'm pretty sure Riptide Laboratory, that has to be something, right? Okay, it's worth a ticket and a half, so I'm not gonna like immediately pick it up or anything. It's a very strong card. Orchard Strider is kind of top end for the food deck. This is definitely for the Reanimator deck. Yeah, Orchard Strider is what I'm gonna take here. I think I'm going to need some amount of ramp. I've already passed some. Let's see, Master of Death. Enters the battlefield, surveil 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it's in your graveyard, pay 1 life and return it to your hand. Blessed Respite. Target player shuffles their graveyard into your library. And Fog. I wonder if there's a Turbo Fog deck in this format. Choose land or non-land. Said and done. Instant or sorcery. Do we have any really powerful instants or sorceries? We can pick up Mystic Redaction. Or not Mystic Redaction, Rise and Shine. I think this has higher value than Abundant Harvest, even though Abundant Harvest I really like. Step Through. Do we have any good wizards? It's an Assembly Worker. I don't think we have any wizards. I think I just take the land here for fixing. Funnel Web Recluse. When enters the battlefield, if creature died this turn, investigate. Yeah. We'll take that over the land. Another Steelfin Whale, possibly I can see being good. Lose Focus or Shattered Ego. I think we take Shattered Ego of those. Crack Open is going to be good sideboard. Possibly even main deckable. I think I would main deck it in Sealed, but maybe not in Limited. Or Draft, I mean. Sure. Card we're not playing. Card we're probably not playing. And card we're probably not playing. Alright. Rishadan Dockhand. So Shiny. Glimmer Baron. I think So Shiny is actually going to be pretty good removal in this deck, and we're lacking removal a bit. I wouldn't mind Hard Evidence coming around. Let me just make sure that Rishadan Dockhand isn't worth a bunch. It is worth 4 tickets. I don't think that's enough to sway me from what I'm currently doing, so we'll take So Shiny. Dermo Taxi. The flavor on this is kind of hilarious, like using a dead body as a vehicle. It's definitely for the Reanimator deck, not what we're doing. Lazotep Chancellor looks sweet, but not in this deck necessarily. I think we take Ethereum Spinner, because it kind of fits into the token generation theme. And we have a number of spells that are higher mana cost, so it doesn't deal with Academy Manufacturer at all. So, something to be of note. But it does make Thopters we can sack to Glimmer Baron. Magus of the Bridge doesn't work from the grave, which is the only place we could ever use it. Arcus Acolyte is cool, but I don't think we can make that work. It's off color. I think we take another So Shiny. Okay. Tide Shaper, Abundant Harvest, a Bannerhide, Krushak, Road to Ruin. We don't need ramp. I'll take the 4-mana 4/4. Can you reinforce as an instant? You can. Alright, Arcbound Mouser. It wants me to take that? I don't think that that's what we should be taking. The Dalkin Infiltrator can't be blocked. Gets +1/+0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. That seems pretty good, considering we'll be making a lot of artifacts. It's too bad we don't have, like, really good equipment to play. Herd Baloth. Whenever 1 or more 1/1 counters are put on it, make a beast. Another Glimmer Baron. I don't think we can support that many of them. I think I take Ethereum Spinner here. Herd Baloth is nice, but the only way we have to put 1/1 counters on anything is Bannerhide Krushak. Yeah, I'm going to take the Ethereum Spinner. Another Orchard Strider. See, Glinting Creeper enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. So at best, we could make it a 4/4 for 5. Yeah, we'll take another Orchard Strider. Orchard Strider. Wow, I cannot talk today at all. Ouch. Fey Offering. At the beginning of each end step, if you've cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell this turn, make a clue, a food, and a treasure. That seems really cool. Smell Fear, So Shiny, and Wave Sifter. Wave Sifter, I think, might be the best card. We already have 2 So Shinies, so we don't need 3. Proliferate might be better in the other green decks that work with the 1/1 counters. I think I take Fey Offering. I'll take another Glimmer Baron, I guess. I could take Said and Done. Yeah, I'll take Glimmer Baron. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. Thornglint Bridge, on the off chance I decide I want to splash something. Bottle Golems? Question mark. Tide Shaper, I guess just to have it. If my opponent has Urza's Saga, we can bring it in for the sideboard. We're not splashing black in basically any situation. Sure. Another Glimmer Baron. Thornglint Bridge to the sideboard. Goodness gracious. So these are sack a token. So we have Fey Offering, Academy Manufacturer. Okay. Group creatures separately. Let's take a look at what we're doing. I will run Tanglepool Bridge, but I need to cut a bunch of stuff first. Okay. I'm going to cut Steelfin Whale because it's not the primary game plan. The primary game plan is to make a whole heck of a lot of tokens and kill our opponent with Glimmer Barons, I guess. We may not need Mental Journey. I kind of want to keep Mystic Redaction, but the thing is, I'm not going to be discarding that much. Recalibrate makes more sense because it's kind of a combat trick. We can also buy back an important creature. And, like, we do discard incidentally. Rise and Shine is also our other way to win if we just make an absurd amount of tokens. We just overload Rise and Shine and swing for victory. Yeah, because it's all non-creature artifacts. Scuttletide, I like. I don't think it's good, but I like it. We can make a bunch of crabs into 1/4 crabs. We have instant sorceries, enchantments, artifacts. Oh, I'm not playing Mere Scrappling. I'm definitely not playing that one. It's possible I can go down to like 1 Parcel Mirror, but I think I like it better than the 4th Glimmer Baron. All right, Tanglepool Bridge in. This might be a deck. I don't know. All right, let's see if we can get some insane token value. I'll see you guys in round 1. All right, we'll be on the play, and I think this hand is all right. It's not amazing. We have no ways to generate tokens yet, so maybe I should have mulliganed, but we're playing limited. We got both colors of mana and playable stuff, so... We technically have a curve. We get an Orchard Strider cycle on 2. Opponent plays a tap land. They pass. We draw a forest. Play an island. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Pass the turn. I have no reason to cycle this Orchard Strider. Opponent plays another tap land. Passes. We draw said and done. Okay. Play a forest. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Opponent plays a Mishra's Factory. And a Cabal Initiate. They are now passing. We untap. Draw a forest. Play a forest. Pass the turn. No sense in attacking here. We might attack into other creatures to try and turn on the Morbid for Funnel Web Recluse, but there's no reason to, like... I guess there's no reason to do that. Like, we can just wait and cast bigger creatures than our opponent, potentially. Okay, so they're playing some Madness cards. Okay. Opponent untaps. Opponent is going to Kaleidoscorch to kill our Glimmer Baron. Okay. Yeah, we'll just tap their guys. Untap. Draw Forest. Play a Recluse. Pass the turn. Really glad I didn't cycle this Orchard Strider for a land. My opponent's been missing land drops, though, which means they're going to have a lot of actual action cards in their hand. Okay, opponent plays an Ethereum Spinner. We draw Floodhound. Play a Forest. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Opponent goes to 5. Play Orchard Strider. Make some foods. Oh, I haven't seen the food token yet. That doesn't look sketchy at all. I also like how the apples are, like, basically realistic, and then the teeth are comically cartoony. At least to me, but I guess I'm a critic. Opponent plays Sea Drake. They're going to pick up 2 lands. Okay. Well, they just set themselves pretty far back, but they have now stuff to discard to their Madness guys. Then they play a Batterbone. It's one tiny piece of a Batter Skull. When we untap, we draw Forest. So I think we So Shiny the Sea Drake, Hard Evidence, and an Island. I do want to draw another Island. I also want to draw Hard Evidence, so I'm going to top both of these. Play a Forest. If I attack with Orchard Strider, they have to triple block to kill it. I think I am just going to attack, because we have a lot of resources in these foods. And if we can kind of clear the board here, and if Floodhound survives, we can then start repeatedly investigating to generate a lot of value. Okay, opponent just chumps. They end up taking 2. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Opponent plays an Island. Plays another Sea Drake. Okay. So, I mean, equipping a Batterbone to that Sea Drake would be good, but the problem is it's a 5 mana equip. We untap. We draw Hard Evidence. Make a Crab. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Okay, opponent trades. They take 3 and go to 10. Draw our Island. Play the Island. Play the Floodhound. Excellent flavor. Pass the turn. Excellent name. Opponent untaps. They replay Mishra's Factory for the 3rd time. I get the sense this creature is a little bit of a trap. Like, it's somewhat okay with the Madness cards, because, like, if you want to give this guy lifelink to attack, it's, you know, it's something, but... We're going to leave these foods on the battlefield as long as possible, basically because... if we draw our Mass Artifact animation spell, it's going to be pretty good. Opponent, no attacks. We untap. We draw an Island. Alright. I'm going to hold on to this Island, make him think I've got something. And we're just going to pass. Okay. Opponent untaps. They play an Island. They go to combat. No attacks. Send out the Hound. We untap. We draw Fey Offering. Well, it's not likely that this is going to matter for a while at least. But play out Fey Offering. Pass the turn. Okay. Opponent untaps. They play an Island. I assume if they've got nothing else, they equip Batterbone to something? Like Blazing Rootwalla, maybe? Arcbound Slasher. They get a Thopter. And they're going to make it a 5/5. Alright. Man, I bet you can main deck Artifact Destruction with how many artifacts are in this format. Make a clue, crack a clue, because we're going to need to start drawing more cards. Untap. We draw Island. Sack a clue. So shiny. So play an Island. Play Bannerhide Krushak. So shiny. Tap the 5/5. This is to turn on Fey Offering. Glimmer Baron and another Crew Shock. Glimmer Baron to the bottom, Crew Shock to the top. Pass the turn. Make a food, a clue, and a treasure. Pass the turn. Now this feels sick if we're just like navigating to the late game this way. I feel like we'd struggle if we went up against the Affinity deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Radiant Epicure. So we're gonna lose 3 life and they're gonna gain 3. We untap. We draw the Crew Shock. Draw a card. The Dalkin Infiltrator. So play an island. Play the Infiltrator. Pass the turn. We're going to make a really big Infiltrator that can't be blocked. So we can investigate, we can crack clues, we can crack foods, and then reinforce, untap, scavenge on the Infiltrator, and then just make our opponent really sad, I guess. That seems like a pretty sick way to win. Gaedrone Dihada. Okay. They make a Thopter, and what do they do with her? Each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. Put a corruption counter on a creature. Okay. But only the Planeswalker has protection from the corruption counters. Okay, end step, investigate, draw a card, reinforce, untap, we draw, recalibrate. Okay, so we currently have 10 mana, I can make it 11. This costs 7 to scavenge, so I can investigate and I can scavenge, but I cannot investigate and crack the clue. So play a land, go to combat, attack my opponent for 8. If my opponent does nothing, I can actually recalibrate to pick up my Crew Shock and make my Vidalcan Infiltrator lethal. Okay. Opponent plays a land, upticks Dihada. I mean, I guess I think I just let this happen. Opponent plays Scourge Familiar, gets another Thopter. Yeah, them having that removal spell there is pretty good. Let's investigate. We untap. We draw Parcel Mirror. Play Parcel Mirror. Sack to draw. It's a forest. Play the forest. Sack the mirror to draw. Investigate. Draw. Oh, I tapped for that incorrectly. Okay. Alright, so we have to win faster than we currently won. Well, let me think here. What's going to be good versus our opponent? Crack Open, I think we want. It's probably better than the Double Frost. We don't discard that many cards. But we do discard a couple. So, like, Mystic Redaction. But that's only good if we're, like... Maybe you get rid of a Glimmer Baron for Mystic Redaction. Because Glimmer Baron is less good than initially evaluated. Alright. We'll try it like this. I would like to play first. This works for me. I will keep. So, lead on island, play Floodhound, pass the turn. Hopefully I can draw an untapped green source on turn 3, that'd be good. Opponent leads on tap land. We draw Wave Sifter, play an island, play Parcel Mirror, go to combat, attack for 1, take our opponent to 19. Oh, I just realized that this is kind of a play on Muldrifter. Just a little bit. Opponent is deep in the tank about their turn 2 play. Okay, opponent plays Mountain. They play Viashino Lashclaw. We draw Forest. So, go to combat. Attack for 2. Oh, I should have... I actually should have played the Forest untapped before I attacked, because I have the Reinforce for the combat trick. Yeah, that was kind of a mistake. So now I actually have to trade if I want their creature to be gone. Yeah. Alright, well, play Forest, play Fey Offering, pass the turn. Opponent untaps, plays a Swamp. They play Sea Drake, picking up 2 lands. Alright, we untap. We draw an island. I'm not convinced that Sea Drake is worth it. Go to combat. Attack with Floodhound. No blocks by the opponent. Okay. We are going to play the Crew Shock, I think. Pass the turn. Opponent replays their Mountain. Plays Cabal Initiate. Hits us for 4. That's fine. Porter, that's our roommate. No barking. Play Tanglepool Bridge. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Opponent takes 4. Pass the turn. I'm going to hardcast Wave Sifter, and I think I'm going to end up hardcasting Orchard Strider. If they attack with Cabal Initiate, I'll probably block with Floodhound. Okay, they just hit us for 4 in the air. That's fine. We know they have a land. We go to 12. They play a swamp. We investigate. Untap. We draw forest. So go to combat. Attack for 4. You're going to Madness Hellmongrel. And Hellmongrel, if they discard 2 cards, they can actually block effectively. They might just trade, though. Okay, opponent trades. So play forest. Cast Wave Sifter. We investigate twice. We've got clues. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a mountain. They kill Wave Sifter. They hit us for 4. And they're attacking, so we'll block here. Okay. We untap. We're going to 8. We draw Recalibrate. So cast Orchard Strider. So will give us food to offset the damage. Might allow us to race, depending. Recalibrating Sea Drake is super tempting, because them having to recast it means setting themselves back 2 turns. Opponent plays Master of Death. They get to Surveil 2. They put nothing into their grave. They attack for 4. We go to 4. Untap. We draw Forest. So crack a Clue. We do get a Cruciak. Play a Forest. We cannot play the Cruciak and Recalibrate, but we can Reinforce to draw a card off of Recalibrate. That just means we're not cracking a food. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Opponent probably has to block here. Okay. They block. Okay. So we Reinforce. The only way this doesn't work out is if my opponent has, like, Flame Rift or something. We draw So Shiny. Pass the turn. So yeah, I think we have to dodge Flame Rift, and that's about it. Opponent does not pay for Master of Death. They play Mishra's Factory. 4 mana, 5 mana, World Weary. Give our guy -4/-4. We untap. We draw an island. We can scavenge to hit them for 8, but that's all of our mana. They can hit us with Mishra's Factory next turn if we're not careful. So let's draw with a clue. I don't think we can go for the scavenge play here. Glimmer Baron makes this a little easier. Play Glimmer Baron. Go to combat. Hit our opponent for 4 and take them to 9. Okay? Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Master of Death triggers. They pick him back up. They play an island. Opponent plays Bottle Golems. And they pass. We untap. We draw Parcel Mirror. So we go So Shiny. Tap Bottle Golems. We get to Scry. Island to the bottom. Forest to the bottom. Then go to combat. Attack with Glimmer Baron. I don't have enough to kill my opponent, but I am going to sack this clue. Hit my opponent for 3, take them to 5. Then we play Parcel Mirror, pass the turn, get our tokens, and I think I'm going to preemptively crack a food. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play Master of Death. They get to Surveil. They play a land, and they play Sea Drake again. I'm going to pick up lands. They pick up island and a mountain. They pass. We untap. We draw Funnel Web Recluse. Go to combat. Swing out. They have to block Glimmer Baron. Otherwise they die to Glimmer Baron. And they have to block at least one of the other 2. Okay, we'll sack the treasure and the clue. Kill Sea Drake. We hit our opponent for 2. They go to 3. We lose our orchard guy. Then play Funnel Web Recluse. Make a clue. Pass the turn. I'm going to have to play fast in game 3. Or as fast as possible, anyway. Okay, opponent scoops. And we're going to game 3. Alright, we're going to be on the draw for game 3. And we're going to keep because we have access to Academy Manufacturer. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Opponent leads on a tap land. We draw Recalibrate. Play Tanglepool Bridge. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play another tap land. We draw Forest. So play an island. Play Parcel Mirror. Pass the turn. Okay. We draw an island. Play a forest. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Then we play Academy Manufacturer. Pass the turn. And if they don't kill Academy Manufacturer, we get the combo off. They play Bottle Golems. We draw a forest. Play a forest. Play Fey Offering. Play Glimmer Baron. Pass the turn. Make 9 tokens? Yeah! Glimmer Baron gonna be lethal. Opponent plays a swamp. The only way this would get better is if we had the animate all your artifacts. The opponent plays Sea Drake. They're going to pick up some lands. Sure. And then they pass, no attacks. Oh, this is so mean. I can't believe we got the combo off there. That's fantastic. If we draw a creature, we'll do it again. Super good. I think attacking here is definitely a mistake. Alright, opponent passes. We untap. We haven't seen any blue removal at instant speed for them. So if I play an island, I'm going to crack a clue and see if we can't draw a card. Like, draw a creature that we can play here. Opponent is deep in the tank. Okay, we draw land. So let's crack open the bottle golems. Opponent gains some life. Then we bounce the Sea Drake, go to combat, swing out, kill our opponent. Glimmer Baron OP 1920. 1 mana Merit Lodge. I can't believe it. Alright, I'll see you guys in round 2. That was excellent. Alright, so round 2, our opponent chose not to play first, which is kind of interesting to me, but this hand is a little bit slow, but I think we still keep it. So opponent wants the draw for their deck. Maybe they're playing Reanimator. Who knows? Maybe they'll just, like, persist out an 8-drop and we'll be screwed. Okay, opponent plays a tap land. We untap, we draw a forest again. Play a forest, go to combat. Attack for 1. Play our other Glimmer Baron. Pass the turn. Opponent draws, they play a mountain. They play a lightning spear. We untap, we draw So Shiny. Play an island. Sacrifice lightning spear, deals 3 damage to any target. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Opponent goes to 17. They untap. They play a forest, and they are passing. We untap and draw an island. Play an island. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Opponent goes to 15. Pass the turn. Opponent plays Road to Ramp. Okay. So they're probably playing the 5-color archetype then, because they have 4 colors of mana right now. They play another Razortide Bridge. They pass. We untap. Draw another forest. Mono lands. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Opponent goes to 13. Pass the turn. Okay. They untap. They play a tap land. We untap. Draw another island. Play the island. Go to combat. Attack for 2. I suspect they must have a counterspell or something. Okay, opponent lightning spears 1. We hit them down to 12. Play Orchard Strider. Make some food. Okay. Opponent untaps. They draw. They play a Chrome Courier. They reveal Inevitable Betrayal and Mental Journey. They put Inevitable Betrayal into the grave. They're going to Ruin to kill our 6/4. That's annoying. We untap. We draw a Floodhound. Play a forest. I don't want to So Shiny the 1-drop. Go to combat. Attack for 1. No blocks. Opponent goes to 11. Play a Floodhound. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps and draws. We would much rather cast So Shiny on a large creature than a 1/1. Mental Journey. Opponent's going to draw some cards. They're going to Mind Collapse to kill the Floodhound. Okay. Well, if we draw something that we can use to make a lot of tokens, we can just kill our opponent with our Glimmer Baron. They play another tap land. Then they pass. We untap. We draw Fey Offering. I really don't want to use this removal yet. Go to combat. Attack for 1. No blocks. Opponent goes to 10. Play Fey Offering. Make a land drop. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw. They play Usuri, Fortune's Flame. Alright. They play a land. They play Arcus Acolyte. They're going to outlast their guy. And they play a Combine Chrysalis. Creature tokens you control have flying. Okay. We untap. We draw Orchard Strider, which we cannot Orchard Strider and play So Shiny. But we can play Orchard Strider and nearly threaten lethal. Go to combat. Attack with Glimmer Baron. Okay. Glimmer Baron eats a food. Kills their outlasting guy. We go up to 12. We pass to them. They draw. They play a land. They play Chitter Spitter. Beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice token. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on it. They make a squirrel. How rude. It has flying because of Combine Chrysalis. Okay, they make a 4/4 beast token. They go to combat. No attacks. We untap. We draw Bannerhide Crew Shock. So play So Shiny on the beast. Tap it. Wave Sifter and Ethereum Spinner. I don't think I want Ethereum Spinner, but I do want Wave Sifter. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent is going to double block. We want to kill Yusri first. Hang on a sec. 1, 3, 5, 7 is not enough. So we need to reinforce here. Kill both. Hit our opponent for 1. We miss out on the extra token generation because we did not cast Bannerhide Crew Shock this turn. Opponent untaps. They don't sacrifice their token. They make a squirrel. They sack the beast. They make a 4/4. They play a land. Then they play Tormod's Crypt Keeper. Alright, we untap. We draw Wave Sifter. So I can scavenge to make Orchard Strider huge. Makes it a 12/10. That way they can't block it down. But whatever their last card in hand is probably pretty good. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent blocks, chumps. Eat a food. Eat a food. Kill their beast. Kill the 1/1. Pass the turn. So they'll be able to attack us with a 3/2 that has Vigilance this turn. They can make another beast by sacrificing a acorn, or by sacrificing a squirrel. Squirrel Sanctuary. Whenever it's a battlefield, make a 1/1 green creature token. Whenever non-creature token, or whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you may pay 1. If you do, return this to your hand. Okay. They get a squirrel. They're going to upgrade the squirrel into a beast. Yep. They can make a squirrel at instant speed. So we untap. We draw. Hard Evidence. So play a Wave Sifter. Investigate twice. Play Hard Evidence. Make a crab and investigate. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent makes a squirrel. Opponent chumps the 12/10. Blocks with Tormod's Crypt Keeper. So sack the food. Kill Crypt Keeper. They're going to exile our grave and pick up Squirrel Sanctuary. They lose their squirrel. We lose our grave. Okay. Pass to the end step. Man, we've got them in double abyss right now, and they're still making enough tokens that they can stay in this game. That's crazy. We can start sacking clues to get additional card advantage over them, though. I'm definitely bringing in the Artifact hate for this opponent. I probably should be main decking it, considering how many decks are playing good artifacts. Okay. Opponent plays Squirrel Sanctuary. They're going to make an additional 4/4. Yep. They can still make a squirrel at instant speed. No reason for them to attack. So, crack a clue, we draw. Recalibrate. Untap, we draw Island. So, crack a clue, Glimmer Baron. Crack a clue, Island. Play the island. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Opponent makes a squirrel token. They block there, they block there, and they block. Sack the food. Sack the treasure. Unsummon this one. My opponent has a card for this? Lose focus. And we sacked the treasure! Oh, okay, never mind. They could have played enough mana that it didn't matter. We will not pay. Okay, those then fizzle. So they lose a beast, the squirrel. We lose our evoke elemental. And we play Glimmerbairn. We get one of each type of token from Fey Offering. Okay. I should have sacked the crab, actually. I shouldn't have sacked the treasure, but opponent played around it anyway, and they could have even gone 2 deeper because they still had an untapped blue mana. They untap. They draw. Opponent makes a squirrel and scoops. They actually can't beat the 12-10. Nice. Okay, so for this opponent, I definitely want Crack Open, and I think I want it over a Glimmerbairn. Glimmerbairn's been great, but I think we want the Crack Open more in this situation, because the only reason they survived that long is because they had an absurd array of powerful, repeated value artifacts, and we were still winning through that. So I have a feeling as long as we can answer those, we'll be fine. I probably shouldn't be playing Scuttletide. Rise and Shine for the first time, so we're going to keep. We will lead on Floodhound. Pass the turn. Opponent probably leads on a tap land, I imagine. They do. We untap. We draw a land, which is great. Play a forest. Go to combat. Hit them for 1. Okay. Then we play Scuttletide. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We need to try and get as many non-creature artifacts as we can on our way to 6 mana. We untap, draw Glimmerbairn, play a forest, go to combat, attack for 1. Opponent takes 1, goes to 18. Play Ethereum Spinner, pass the turn. So we can evoke Wave Sifter, which does count as casting and will trigger Ethereum Spinner. We untap, draw an island, play an island, but do we wait? I think we do, actually. I think we're just going to start investigating off of Floodhound here. If Ethereum Sculptor dies, that's okay. Go to combat. Attack with Ethereum Sculptor. Or not Ethereum Sculptor, Ethereum Spinner. Ethereum Sculptor is a different card. Hit our opponent down to 16. Pass the turn. Because if we can draw a land and just cast Wave Sifter, it's so much stronger. Opponent Road. So they're going to draw, or they're going to ramp out a land. They untap. They draw. They play a land. They play Specimen Collector. When it enters the battlefield, make a squirrel and a crab. When it dies, proliferate, basically. Okay. Investigate. We untap. Come on, land. Come on, untapped land. We have 1 tap land in the deck. Untap land. Glimmerbairn. Play Glimmerbairn. I'm going to wait 1 more turn on this Wave Sifter. I guess I could wait indefinitely, because we're going to keep drawing with Floodhound. Attack with Glimmerbairn. Opponent is going to trade. Well, we already have another one, and they're kind of bad at multiples. I'm actually just going to trade. I'm not going to sack anything. They're going to make a copy of the squirrel. Okay. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We really just want to top deck land and then land. They play Chitter Spitter. They go to combat. No attacks. Investigate. We just have to hope they don't have a counter spell when we go for Rise and Shine. Untap. We draw. Hard Evidence. That was about the next best thing we could draw to a land. I could start cracking clues to try and hit land, but that's kind of the antithesis of what we really want here. Go to combat. Because the longer this goes, the more tokens we'll actually make. Well, not tokens, but creatures. Okay. Sack the crab. Kill the crab. I used the crab to kill the crab. Pass the turn. Opponent makes a squirrel. They untap. They sack a squirrel for an acorn counter, and now they have 2/2s. They play Bottle Golems. They go to combat. They pass. They are leaving up counterspell mana. Investigate. We untap. We draw. Island. Play an island. Play Wave Sifter. This gives us a Thopter. They may counter Wave Sifter here, which would be excellent because that means they probably will not have a counter for this Rise and Rise and Shine ought to just kill them. Go to combat. Attack for 1. And by 1, I mean an arbitrary amount. So, kill Bottle Golems. Do we want to kill everything here? It is possible they have another counterspell. Yeah, let's kill everything. I think it's worth, because it resets how quickly they can make squirrels and such. Opponent untaps, they have nothing they can sack, they draw a card. They suspend Inevitable Betrayal. So we have 3 turns until our opponent can take a creature from us. We draw Recalibrate, go to combat, attack here and here. Opponent makes a squirrel. They're going to trade with Ethereum Sculptor or Ethereum Spinner. Gonna keep making that mistake. Hit them for 1. Pass the turn. What is our best creature they could take? Probably one of our big, like, 6-drop creatures. So they untap. They have nothing to sack to Chitter Spitter. Inevitable Betrayal is ticking down. They basic cycle Mental Journey. That's kind of interesting. So they have something else they want to play this turn? They needed a mountain for something, because otherwise why would you do this? Why wouldn't you just cast it? And why wouldn't you just cast it on an end step? Okay, they have a Floodhound. Alright, on their end step. Investigate. We untap. We draw land. Well, they're tapped out of blue, so I really don't see a better time to do this. Overload Rise and Shine. Go to combat. Attack for 12. Opponent makes a squirrel. They chump. They take 8 and go to 10. Okay, they pass. Chitter Spitter does nothing. Inevitable Betrayal is ticking down. They're casting something big. I probably should not be auto-yielded, but I actually can't right-click to unauto-yield. My something's happening, and I don't know what it is. Okay, they play a Specimen Collector. We untap. We draw Orchard Strider. Yeah, okay. Cast Orchard Strider. This way we have tokens we can actually sack to Glimmer Baron if we want to, and it produces another creature. Go to combat. Attack, 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 attack. So they have to block Glimmer Baron, or they just die. Unless they have Suspend exactly. They chump, chump, block, chump. Sack of food. They lose all of their tokens and Specimen Collector. So they can't make a copy of a token they don't have. Inevitable Betrayal is going to come off Suspend. An opponent can get an Orchard Strider, which might let them stay in the game. But we can always just bounce the Orchard Strider because we have Recalibrate. And our opponent does not get to search our hand. They only get to search our library, so they don't know what we're holding unless they're really paying attention. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. I still should not be auto-yielded because I have Glimmer Baron, and Glimmer Baron may need to sack stuff to stay alive. They get an Orchard Strider, they're going to get some food. Okay, they draw a card. They're going to ruin to kill our Orchard Strider. That's fine. And that's all they wrote. At least for now. So we untap. We draw. Crack open. Okay. Kill Chitter Spitter. Opponent will make a token in response. Yep. We get a treasure. Attempt to recalibrate here. Game over. This is awesome. Oh man, it's so strong. Okay, so moving on to round 3. Let's see if we can get the 6-0 going into the second draft I've done so far. 2 drafts, 2 trophies would be sick. So I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright, we are on the play for round 3, which is good. We will keep this hand. I mean, if we just keep drawing lands, we can eventually just rise and shine, kill our opponent. Like, rise and shine, it's time for the opponent to go good night. What? Oh, I am having too much fun with this format. This is a great format. I have no idea what it's going to do to construct it, and I'm a little bit scared to find out. But hot damn if it isn't a good draft format. At least right now, when no one's got the archetypes figured out. Draw a forest, play a forest, pass the turn. Opponent plays a mountain. We draw Parcel Mirror. Play Parcel Mirror, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play a mountain. We untap and draw Glimmer Baron. Play a forest. Go to combat. Attack them for 2. No blocks for the opponent. Play Glimmer Baron. Pass the turn. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do some prime time editing on the thumb image for this. Alright, opponent, fast. They're gonna discard a card and draw 2 cards. They discard Scourge Familiar. Okay. They may have been waiting on a Furious to try and wipe the board, but they play a mountain, they got a 4-drop. It's a Hellmongrel. Alright, we untap, draw forest, play a forest, pass the turn. I'm probably just going to end up cycling Parcel Mirror. 4 mana, Mount Velis Manticore. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may discard a card. When you do, it deals X damage to any target where X is the number of card types the card has. Interesting. Opponent goes to combat. Mount Velis Manticore. They discard Kitchen Imp. They're going to kill the Parcel Mirror. So it's Flying Haste with Madness. Sack Parcel Mirror. We draw Forest. Manticore does no damage to anything. They attack for a lot. No blocks. We go to 14. Untap. Draw Glimmerbear. Play an island. Cast Orchard Strider. Make some food. Pass the turn. We've already used our Hard Evidence, which I think is our only 1-mana token producer. I think that would be the only thing that we'd want to draw if we didn't already play it. Just to get the maximum number of tokens on board. Man, I would love to see my opponent go out without killing... Or, like, go all out without killing Orchard Strider. Like, tapping completely out to do it. And then, like, us just untap Rise and Shine and kill the opponent. Opponent is going to Madness another Kitchen Imp. Alright. They pump up the Hellmongrel. They go to combat. They discard Terminal Agony, so they will be able to kill Gilder Baron? Interesting. I thought they'd go for the Orchard Strider. Oh, no, okay. Oh, they're going to do damage to Gilder Baron. Okay, I was confused about what was happening there. Gilder Baron going to take 1 damage. Then opponent swings out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 if we don't block. So we do have to block. Block here. We do not have enough damage to kill our opponent, which means it may not be worth showing them Rise and Shine. Because that's 12, and it's not enough for Glimmer Baron to kill them. I keep saying this card like all different kinds of ways. Yeah, alright. So we are going to scoop. I suppose I can crack the clue and draw, but I don't think there's anything we can draw that works here. Another Orchard Strider does not do it. Okay. Opponent just happened to have a good combination, which is fine. That happens. I think I'm going to bring in Shattered Ego and crack open here. I'll drop a Glimmer Baron and Scuttle Tide, and we will try it like this. Alright, we'll play first. I will keep this. It's a little bit slow, but I think I can make it work. Lead on a Forest, pass the turn. Opponent leads on a Swamp. We draw Hard Evidence, play an Island, play Vidalcan Infiltrator, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Mountain, we untap, draw an Island, play an Island, go to combat, attack for 1. Alright, play Ethereum Spinner, pass the turn. Opponent untaps, they play a Swamp, they pass, we draw Tanglepool Bridge, play a Forest, cast the Cruciak, make a Thopter. I'm doing this before I attack because there's a good chance that they have a kill spell that they can use at instant speed, and I want to get value out of that Ethereum Spinner before that happens. Okay. Opponent takes 3, they play a Mountain, they play a Hellmongrel, we untap, draw Glimmer Baron, play Tanglepool Bridge, play Hard Evidence, play Parcel Mirror, play Glimmer Baron. I think I'm going to regret this because I think my opponent might be doing the whole do damage to everything without flying move. Opponent takes the damage. They untap. Turn off auto yields. 4 mana. Is it Rough and Tumble? No, Tumble does damage to everything that flies. The Fast and Furious is the one I'm thinking of. Feast of Sanity. Whenever you discard a card, it deals 1 damage to any target and you gain 1 life. So my opponent has 5 damage they can distribute to whatever they want. That's pretty good. We untap. On our upkeep, they're going to ping Ethereum Spinner. Sure. We draw an Island. Sack Parcel Mirror. Get a Wave Sifter. Play an Island. Go to combat. Attack, 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 attack. I don't mind all that much if the beast dies. Sack the crab, because we don't care about the crab. Opponent would have to discard 2 cards if they wanted to kill it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. They're going to do 1 damage there. So sack the Thopter, which is about even damage because the Infiltrator no longer has its Metalcraft. Opponent does not gain a life from that, though. We hit them for 6, they go to 4. I could just evoke this. That would mean they can't kill Glimmer Baron on my opponent's turn. You know what? I should have done this first. I should have, because then they would have had to block the Glimmer Baron and they would have had to try to kill it. But by doing this now, it ensures that we have enough clues that we can protect Glimmer Baron from dying. Pass the turn. I missed one guaranteed damage off of the Infiltrator as well by not doing that pre-combat. I should have just done that. I don't know what I was thinking. Hopefully I don't lose the match because of it. Okay, opponent discards Archfiend of Sorrows. We're going to do 1 damage there. Okay, nothing we can do about that. Hellmongrel gets bigger. They unearth it. So we sack a clue to make sure this survives. Everything we have gets -2/-2. They're going to discard Drossforge Bridge. Sack a clue in response. Okay. And if they attack with both creatures, they're dead if we draw anything that produces 2 tokens. They will attack with the Archfiend, but possibly not with the Hellmongrel. Okay. We get hit for 4. They exile the Archfiend. We untap. We draw Orchard Strider. Play Orchard Strider. It's kind of what I was hoping to draw. Okay. Make some food. Go to combat. And they have to block. Yeah, they actually have to block or they die. No, I guess if they discard 2 cards, they could gain 2 life with 2 damage. And we can only eat 3 things, which turns it into a 7/8. Okay, so opponent blocks. Eat a food. Okay. If they discard, we eat the other food. They just trade. Alright, pass the turn. We have a lethal creature. Opponent only has 3 cards now. They probably have a removal spell, though, and we might be in trouble if that's the case. One of them is a land. Another Hellmongrel. Okay. We untap. We draw Funnelweb Recluse. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Opponent has to block, unless they have Terminal Agony exactly, in which case they don't have to block. We take 1, they gain 1. It gets bigger until the end of turn. Play Funnelweb Recluse. We get to investigate. Opponent untaps. They're going to attack. There's no way we block here. Take the damage. We untap. We draw So Shiny. Sack a clue, draw a card. Glimmer Baron. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Opponent goes to 4. And we So Shiny the Hellmongrel. We get to scry. Parcelmere is not a bad top deck, but we really want to land, because that just makes either of our creatures lethal with the Scavenge. I'm actually going to put the Forest on top, and we'll play out Glimmer Baron. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw a card. They play Gorilla Shaman. So they can kill our tokens, or rather force us to eat them. So we untap. We draw a forest. Play a forest. Scavenge onto the 1/2. Because if they have a Madness burn spell, or they have an instant speed burn spell, that's fine, because we'd still keep the 3/5. It's more likely they have another Terminal Agony, and that's what we have to play around. So we can attack in such a way to take them to 1. Okay, opponent chumps the Glimmer Baron. They go to 1. They untap. They have to have a blocker and a removal spell, a Wrath, or a way to gain a ton of life, and they don't. Alright, so we made it. A little shaky, but we made it. We're going to be at a disadvantage because our opponent is on the play next game. I don't think I want Bottle Golems, so let's run it back. Alright, we got a 1, a 2, and a 3. So I think that means I have to keep this. They're not fantastic, and my opponent also kept 7. They lead on Gorilla Shaman. We draw Recalibrate. Play Forest, play Glimmer Baron. Pass the turn. Gorilla Shaman's a pretty good counter to our deck, provided, of course, that our opponent has the mana to use it. Opponent gets a token. We draw, play an island, go to combat. Attack for 1. No blocks. Play a Parcelmere. Pass the turn. They play a mountain. They attack for 1 with Vigilance. That's fine. We untap. We draw another Glimmer Baron. Play an island. I'm going to recalibrate the token, I think. We don't get to draw, but we get to nuke the token. They can't just re-equip because it costs a lot. Go to combat. Attack for 3. They'll probably be willing to trade with the Parcelmere. They are not. They were holding on to that Gorilla Shaman for dear life. Play Glimmer Baron, but we need to be careful about how many creatures we're putting onto the battlefield. Opponent has two separate 5-mana board wipes, and they will be able to play both of them if they have a swamp. We untap, we draw Tanglepool Bridge, play a forest, go to combat, attack, attack, attack. If my opponent blocks the Parcel Mirror, we obviously sack it. They don't. So they take 5, pass the turn, they untap, they draw. They play Tizerus Charger, which is a 3-mana 3/2. And they leave up the mana to activate Gorilla Shaman. We untap. We draw Orchard Strider. So play Tanglepool Bridge. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Our opponent is probably going to equip that Tizerus Charger with Batterbone, so they're not going to block here. The problem is, if we're tapping out for Orchard Strider, we can't play So Shiny and get the tap effect. Mount Valus Manticore. Alright, that is a little bit of a problem. Opponent discards Kitchen Imp. You're going to do 1 damage. So sack the Clue Mirror. We draw the Infiltrator. They can Madness out the Imp. They go to combat. They attack for 5. No blocks. We untap. We draw Forest. Play a Forest. Play Orchard Strider. Make 2 foods. Go to combat. Attack with the Glimmer Barons. Okay, no blocks. So we're just going to maximize damage. Hit them for 6. They'll go to 5. Okay, opponent equips the Mount Valus Manticore. Excuse me. Oh, they have Mind Collapse. That is an enormous problem. And now this has lifelink and can snipe stuff for extra damage. That is a huge issue. We have no way, like, we need to draw our hard evidence so that we can tap it with So Shiny. But our opponent just undid all that extra damage for 0 extra cost. Opponent plays a land, we untap, we draw Crack Open. Okay, so we can crack open the creature. This gives us a treasure. We can play an island, and then we can So Shiny the Charger. They'll use their mana to destroy the treasure in response, or not. Float blue, then play Vidalcan Infiltrator. Pass the turn. God, curse that Gorilla Shaman. Yeah, I probably should have cast that on the Kitchen Imp to be safe. I was just more worried about my opponent gaining bigger chunks of life, but the problem is that Imp can attack with flying. That was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. For some reason, I keep looking at this card and I keep thinking it has flying, but it can't fly unless it escapes. So, confusing art direction, y'all. They play a Hellmongrel, they attack us for 2. Trying to think of how we get out of this. We draw So Shiny. Well, we can play it. Go to combat. We can hit them for 1, but like we're going to be chumping with Glimmer Barons. And our opponent's going to have Vigilance and Lifelink from Batterbone. Yep. So we block. They gain 5. What can we use to get out of this? Anything? Wave Sifter is not a bad start. So we investigate twice. Pass the turn. We have Metalcraft? How do I have Metalcraft? I only have 2... Oh, okay, Artifact Land. Yeah, that's right. Attacking here I think is suicide. So pass to our opponent's turn. They untap. They play a land. They're going to destroy a clue, so we sack it to Glimmer Baron. Opponent is going to Madness Revolutionist, which they can use to pick up Mind Collapse. That's frustrating. They can then sack a mountain to kill something. Not what I would have gone for, but okay. Then we sack the clue to draw. Stupid Gorilla Shaman. We draw Floodhound. We have no board wipes. We have to trade... Actually, We'd be going to 2. We got a chump for sure. We untap. We draw a Forest. This does not help. If I draw my other Orchard Strider, I can play it and crack a food. Opponent untaps. Gorilla Shaman of all cards. So attempt to trade here, chump here. I think it's got to be... I don't even think Orchard Strider and food does it. No, it doesn't. Bannerhide Crew Shock, we needed earlier. Yeah. We couldn't quite go 6-0, but I made a mistake. We didn't draw the greatest. Either way, we still get 2 boosters out of the deal. Not bad, not bad. I feel like I could have done better. So, hope you all enjoyed this content. If you did, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember you can follow me on Twitch. Same username over there as you find me on here. I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, though the last few times have been earlier than that. And Modern Horizons 2 Draft is really, really, really fun. Highly recommend if you get the chance, you should try it. And we'll be doing modern constructed content soon. I'm not exactly sure how soon is, but soon. Yeah. Anyway, y'all wonderful human beings, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hey, just wanted to give a shout out to my patrons for the month of June. If you want to have your name show up in this list, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description below. Thank you all.